Yep, I was kind of in the middle of something and forgot what time it was. Needed to look at the clock. My own dang fault. End of the week summary. Where are we at? What are we doing? And where are we going in the next week? So I was actually doing some research on a site location that'll allow me a little bit more connection to getting the word out about some of my bigger projects. But in the meantime, today's event was largely doing some of the nitty-gritty chore work that I need to do to get stuff organized around here. I have to step out for a few days, I think, in the coming... Yeah, next weekend, I'll have to disappear for a day or so. But I might be able to figure my way past that. And then paying some bills, running some errands, getting a few things, and replacing my brakes on my car. I had no idea it was as easy as it is. I mean, it's not a snap together model kit, but it's practically the same thing. If you can change a tire, you're just one step away from being able to change your brakes. I was rather surprised at how easily that went. And the thing that really got me about it was, like, this is a thing that was supposedly, like, if I went to the dealership to get this done, or not the dealership, a standard auto repair shop, which is cheaper than the dealership. If I went to this auto repair shop, it would take several hours and cost me close to $300 to get 2 rear brakes taken care of. We did it in an hour and a half to 2 hours this afternoon. Total cost was $30. They would charge me 10 times as much at an auto repair shop to do this job. It's like, yeah, like, I now know what I need to do every time I ever need to worry about my brakes. And we only did the brake pads this time, but you know, the rotors really weren't that much more difficult. The rotors are more expensive, so it's like an extra $50 per rotor. But even that, the end result of that is half what they were charging at the repair shop. So yeah, it's like, I can change my oil, I can change my headlights, I can change my taillights, I can change my filters. I guess I can change my brakes now. I can top up my fluids, drain my fluids, replace my fluids. I honestly don't know what a garage is supposed to do for me outside of, like, major repairs of the engine or the transmission. Like, I don't know what else they can, and maybe wheel bearings or swing arms or things like that. But honestly, like, they're such a scam. $300 for a job that took me an hour and a half and cost me $30. Nope, never gonna go back there for. Never gonna go back to a place like that at all for some of the simple work and repairs. Anyway, all right. So this week we have been working on writing. I ended up doing a bit of world building for our science fiction series. 3 of them, actually, 3 science fiction series. So I've got the hard sci-fi, soft sci-fi, and the ray gun gothic settings. Fleshing out the timelines and universal structure of each, and figuring out major story arcs that would be occurring within them. And so it is sort of technically writing them out, but it's also outlining and not storytelling, which I feel a little annoyed at myself for doing, but it is what it is. And we will have the opportunity to swing back into this stuff in the near future. In the meantime, I need to start getting ready for the oncoming week. This is video week, and this is the week I should get back to the things I missed in July. So I need to step on that and get that taken care of. And I think a lot of those are going to be pre-recorded and posted up as maybe premieres. We shall see. And then from there, this week I also need to do a board game, a product or service, review, and creative prompts. And I feel like what I'm probably going to end up doing is Monday is going to be a review. Tuesday is Views Day. Wednesday is the creative prompts inspired by Monday. I think what I'll probably end up doing, though, is Thursday can be Throwback Thursday, where I review and talk about the projects that I've been working on this year. And then Friday will be a rate and review. And Saturday can be a creative prompts inspired by Friday. And then Sundays will be daytime videos. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a Q&As or rambling videos or vlogs or update on the coming week kind of stuff, but that's sort of like my day off, and planning and figuring things out, answering questions, and communicating with people. So I think that's the format I may end up preferring. I feel like the doing a review of the things that we've been working on so far, because it took me a minute the other day. I pulled out my notebook and I was just, kind of looking at the list of projects that I've been working on this year, and I'm like, oh right, yeah, the goal was at the end of the year to look back and go, like, these are the things we did this year. And so looking at where I am on some of those projects, I'm like, oh right. And so maybe a few of the Sundays will be posting up. Well, no, that's what Throwback Thursdays are for. So I may end up doing like the videos for month 1 and 3. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 videos that I need to do for that. And then after that, there should be I feel like what I'm going to end up having to do for that is sort of like trailers for the things I've created. So for the Access Granted board game, the Thrilling Adventures of Captain Rita Raygun board game, some of the stories I wrote, and some of the product designs, some of reviewing some of my artwork, the recipes and foods, and that'll be showcasing the things that we did. I feel like Sunday may be the better day to talk about setting up a website. I did some research into, like, this week for the writing. There's a serialization of fiction that goes on certain websites, and it's how The Martian was done, and a few of the other works that I really enjoy. Some of them are focused on being serialized episodes that you come back for a new one each week or whatever. I'm not sure I'm doing that so much, but learning from how they do what they do, I should be able to post short stories that way that I can compile later into a print book when it's ready to happen. So I can do the stories I was working on this week. I can do some stuff for the fantasy stuff that I did last week. And all my other writing projects. It's just so much going on this year that I've sort of already forgotten some of it. So writing, we did my sci-fi stories this week, the fantasy stuff last week, and then we had the nonfiction wrongs, and then the plague buried in fiction story for a novella, and I think that was April. And I've got the 3 sketches for videos, the horror short, and the videos I'm doing this week of how to make videos without a camera. And then I've got Access Granted, Rita Raygun, a second Raygun Gothics board game, my superhero dice game, and whatever game I come up with this week, or this month. Yeah, this month. And then the backpack puzzle toy and bullet journal art designs. So these are all going to be things that I'm mainly going to review, go back and discuss the project on Thursdays. But I feel like setting up the website for the fiction, and maybe wherever I'm posting like recipes or where to download the games, that can be done over on a blog as well, I believe. And I think most of the people who do that do it through their own WordPress website. So I want to see if I can get like a free hosted website that I can do that with. And then art, music challenge. Actually, that's something I wanted to talk about. Was as we get towards the next round of music or art, I usually class that as the category is art or music. Maybe in the future I will split them. I'm not really up for every month doing one piece of artwork or one piece of music every month. I don't think that's really where I'm looking to go. But I was thinking as we go into an art or music week in the future, what I've done so far for artwork is do a work each day for a week kind of thing. And the last round out, it didn't exactly work. I ended up doing pixel art, wood stain, the dots, and that was sort of it for the week because I had some issues with the computer not working with me or the camera. And then previous to that was 7 paintings in 7 days, or I did pastels, paintings, and that kind of stuff. And then in between that was the playing around with music stuff. And so that's the 3 categories we've done so far. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July. I think I actually did June, July as a pair. So I may have done, January, February, and then March was like a month off. April, May, was 4 weeks, 4 weeks, and then June, July were 4 weeks, 4 weeks. And so that's where we should be right now. That should be three of each category there. We're actually on the 4th writing one right now. Next round will be technically the 4th round of video making, though last month's was sort of a bust. And will be the 4th round of board game design, 4th round of product or service design, 4th round of food, though this last round again was a bust for recipes. I started, got 2 out, and then it just stopped working with me. This round out should be music. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for that yet. I may do some music. I'm looking because my brain says it wants it to be symmetrical. So we did paintings, music, the pixel art and wood stain art. My brain says we need to do music again. And once we've done that, we will have 2 of each. From there on, I feel like what I want to try to do for this is to do the weeks as 1 visual art, 1 auditory art, and back again to visual, auditory for a week. So 6 works in a week, 3 pieces of music, 3 pieces of visual art. And maybe a crossover one for the 7th day, or maybe just setting up the plan for what the week's going to be. Then video games, we have the 3 that I've done so far. Well, I guess it's technically 4. Captain Mr. Space Ninja, the zombie game, and the Cuddle Pop and Liquid Metal Rage, and the puzzle game. That's sort of what's already been done. The 4th one to be created will be the end of September, I believe. Mid-September, close to the end. And then the end of September will be the fitness one. Now, the fitness ones I haven't really taken note of because we haven't done much of those since we started. Like, we didn't start that at New Year's. We started that one with the end of June 30th. We did the carbohydrate dominant diet, which I'm still kind of recuperating from. It has not done good things to me. So that's sort of where we are right now and the plan of how I want to go forward with this. I think I'll do individual updates for some of these projects, and some of them, like the 3 sketch videos that I did, I will post them up. Like, I covered the planning and ideas for them, and then I'll just post them on Thursdays, along with maybe a review of a recipe that we went over and some photographs of it for a future episode, and some of the paintings or artwork that I did. So I can review some of that and go back over it. That's what Thursdays will be for. Sunday will be about, I guess, really the planning and infrastructure that I need to do for this channel. So setting up a website for this channel, setting up where people can access the books, games, and movies and stuff that I make, and those types of things. I think that's the way I need to go forward with this. So that's sort of the plan. We're almost at 20 minutes. I'm kind of all set with what I want to talk about tonight. I'm hoping to get my crap in order this week to get everything out on time. I know I was a little behind this past week. I did an unanticipated new schedule for the posting where Thursday was a blank day. and Friday and Saturday were the rate and review and prompts based off of the movie. But that's the new format I'm going with. Thursday is going to just going to be the Throwback Thursday project. All right, so I think that's sort of where we're going to be now. If you have any questions or you're interested in seeing something else covered that I'm not talking about right now, do let me know, and I will try to address it or figure out how to make it part of the channel. All right, thanks for joining me. Have a good night. Take care of yourself. You need to learn how to respond to button pushes, dude. You can't just